Luka Doncic is off to one of the hottest starts in NBA history from really any NBA player, and that is being really shown in almost every statistical category, as he is currently leading the league in points per game, he's leading the league in efficiency, and he's leading the league in triple doubles, while simultaneously being 4th in steals per game and 6th in assists per game so far this year, and that is absolutely insane coming from a 23-year-old player, and I think he's only in his 4th year in the NBA. This is pretty much unheard of from even the best of the best players, and especially not coming from a 23-year-old who is only getting better and better every single year. And a huge reason for this extremely hot start for Luka Doncic is because he spent the entire offseason playing in Europe in the Eurobasket tournament, and it actually has helped him a ton, because one of the biggest knocks on Luka before this season was he comes into the league and comes into every season kind of out of shape after like an offseason where he didn't work that hard. But after an offseason this year of playing in the Eurobasket all year, being in the best shape of his life, playing basketball all year at a high level, he has came in very good shape, and it has shown and given great results, as shown by every statistical category as well. But he's not just putting up empty stats like a lot of players can, because you will see a lot of superstar level players, they can put up the numbers, but their team is not winning. But what Luka is kind of unique in, these numbers are directly resulted in winning for his team, because Luka is such a good playmaker. He can make someone like Dorian Finney-Smith look like an absolute beast because of how good he is at playmaking, and it makes teams be like, well damn, now we have to guard Dorian Finney-Smith because he can pass so good, we have to guard him because Luka's gonna hit him if we don't, and it just makes so many more opportunities for Luka. And these wins are shown because look, in games that Luka scores 30 or more this year, the Dallas Mavericks are 7-3. In games that he scores 40 or more, the Dallas Mavericks are 3-0. But in games where Luka has scored less than 30 points this season, the Dallas Mavericks are 0-2, meaning that these points are very, very valuable for the team. He's not just shot chucking because he scores at a very efficient rate, and these baskets are very, very efficient, which is why he is so good in NBA efficiency and he leads the league in it. And these points are just so valuable, way more valuable than almost anyone else can score, and they directly lead to winning. And another thing that shows how direct and how much they lean on Luka Doncic for the success of this team is because when he plays versus when he doesn't play is directly seen. He never has one of those situations where Luka gets hurt and then the team starts playing better. Like a lot of stars, if they get hurt out of nowhere, their team starts rattling off wins like crazy and everybody starts being like, oh, are they better without the star? That has never happened with Luka. As last year when the Dallas Mavericks did not have Luka Doncic, they went 8-9. But when they did have Luka Doncic, the team went 44-21. Now, yes, you could say it was a way bigger sample size with Luka than without him, but still you can't really say anything because they had a losing record without him and were a by far positive winning record team when Luka did play, showing that his style of play and just him being on the court is a direct result of winning, which is not something you can say for a lot of other superstars in the league, or even if they do affect winning, they don't even come close to affecting winning on the same scale that Luka Doncic can, and a lot of that is due to how efficient he is, how valuable his points that he scores are. He's actually a solid defender, and he's just one of the best playmakers in the entire NBA right now, if not the best playmaker in the entire NBA. And naturally, what comes with this hot of a start and this historic of a start, he is going to have a very legit MVP case at the end of this year, assuming he stays healthy and can even keep a little bit of this pace. It's going to be very hard to make a case saying that he does not deserve an MVP, as, I mean, if you're leading the league in points, you're top 10 in every really major statistical category, and you're the most efficient player in the NBA, you literally cannot make an argument to why another player deserves MVP over him. Now, yes, he might not be flashy like Giannis, he might not be an elite level athlete like Joel Embiid, he might not be able to score at the level of Steph Curry, but he's actually very close, and right now he is scoring at the level of Steph Curry. He just can't shoot at that level, and he's not as flashy as these superstars like John Morant and Jason Tatum and all of them, but he is just better right now. He's just by far the best player in the league right now, and I don't say that lightly. Like, Luka gave nobody any reason to say he does not deserve MVP through the first few games of this season. Now, yes, this can change, and he might get kind of figured out, but he hasn't been figured out his entire NBA career, so I don't see that happening at all. And if this dude can get an MVP at only 23 years old, that would be very, very interesting to see how the rest of his career develops and how high he can end up being on the all-time list. He's probably already one of the best European players in the NBA history, if not maybe the best. You could argue Dirk, and he does have a ring, so I'd give you that, but Luka is most likely going to catch Dirk very, very soon, especially if he's able to win an MVP at 23 years old. And if his team can finish with just a top 5 seed this year, assuming he can stay healthy a long time, I'm sure he will, then this team can legitimately probably make it to the second or third round of the playoffs, and that would be more than enough to get Luka Doncic his first MVP. And I know playoffs aren't supposed to matter, but they do matter for the MVP. People don't just unsee that. They do take it into account. So I think for sure that Luka, if he keeps this up, is going to have a very legit MVP case, and I can't really see how anyone right now could argue against it and say that he doesn't deserve to be very high, if not the leader in the MVP ladder right now. And if he doesn't get high on that MVP ladder, which really a lot of ESPN sources and all that don't have him that high on it yet, and it is very early, and I'm sure he will rise over time, but assuming he does, it's going to be impossible not to give it to him. And Luka Doncic is just probably the most insane player in the NBA. He's not athletic. He's not a freak athlete. He's just very smart, very high basketball IQ, great playmaker, great scorer, and he does everything at such a high level despite not being an elite level athlete. And it is just so fun to watch Luka Doncic play, and he is just by far one of the most skilled players in the entire NBA, and he's kind of like a freak of nature in his own unique kind of way. But unfortunately, guys, that's my first video. So comment below. Do you agree with me? Do you think Luka Doncic could maybe have a legitimate MVP case? Or do you think maybe he's just kind of off to a hot start and he's going to go back to his old self, which is still a very, very good player? I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you don't even point to the like button and subscribe button, it means the absolute word to me. And I hope you have a blessed day. Have a blessed day. So you have a blessed day. All glory to God. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah.